Well, good evening, Steelers. For the first time in ages, back on board with a live stream for you tonight. I just got back from Otterburn on Friday night. It's quite late on because I got stuck in traffic for ages. A 3-hour journey. Ended up being about 4 hours long, so that was good. Sorry, no, it was 5 hours long. Never mind. Never mind that. Let's see who's there. We got Alid. You got some PSC early war German infantry and support weapons. I saw the post, Alid. You're going to clean them ready for painting. As always, I was going to do the same for O Group as well, with a load of Germans. Get some from Plastic Soldier Company. They're nice ones, aren't they? Just don't go around to it yet. Duke says good day from Oz. 4:30 a.m. Luckily working a night shift and lucky enough to paint figures while you're at work. Hey, that's always good. Finishing goals for infamy. Carl, evening, painting 50mm Ancient Indians tonight for DBA. It is a great game. I liked it when I used to play it. Not so much into it these days, Carl, but it was always fun. There's some nice things in DBA, which is like the roller dice for to see how many points you can move and things. So that was quite inventive of its time. Yeah, I do decks. My opponents, evening fellow gamers. This evening you're adding some British para casualties to the painting pile. Excellent, good stuff. Evening Dom, good to have you on board. Enjoyed your stream last night. Dave says you're recovering from afternoon session drinking in no state of paint. Well, there we are. Well, anyway, as always. Epic Pike and Shots continues for you tonight. Dom, good stuff. Hit the like button, folks, if you're enjoying it, or even if you're not, hit the dislike button. Tonight I've got a few things I want to do. First of all, I've got this. I'm just going to finish this off. This is a Schneider CA1 French tank. It's one of the Plastic Soldier Company ones, and I was painting it really to see how to paint it, because I want to do I'm going to do the other one as a painting video, so I was kind of just trying to get an idea as to how to paint them using this one. It's the Plastic Soldier Company's one. It's lovely, loads of detail. Evening Terry, just finished basing 28mm animals as terrain scatter. Good stuff. More animals on the table the better. So it's pretty much finished. I just need to give it a dry brush of mud, and then that will need varnishing, which I'll do later. I'll do that after the stream. The other thing I'm probably going to do tonight as well is paint up, highlight these French infantry that I've got here. I just did a little selection of a group of these. Again, these are the 15mm Peter Pig ones, so I'm just going to go through these, just finishing the highlights off, and they will then also get varnished later on as well. The other thing that I might do tonight as well is I've got this crashed Newport 17 that I got from Brigade Models. This is one of their recent 15mm 3D printed jobbies. This is really nice. A little crashed aircraft, so that'll be a bit of terrain scatter. Sorry, not sure if it's my end, but the volume seems down compared to usual. Could be age, of course. Could also be my microphone is not close enough to me. How's that? Is that any better? Let's just have a look, see how much it is picking up. I don't know if it is or it isn't. I've got the microphone on full power, so I'm hoping that that will pick it up. I don't think it's not on mute or anything. Let's just see if that goes. Anyway, let me know if it picks up. So first of all, I'm just going to give this a dry brush of stuff. Better, there you go. Yes, because I'd moved the microphone a while ago for the Brews in the Vineyard podcast before I went away, and I've not moved it back since until this afternoon when I set the stream up, and it was obviously away from where I normally have it, so I do apologise for that. You'll just have to turn your volume up, that's all I can say, because most people have the microphone right up close, but unfortunately I can't really do that with it not getting in the way. I suppose I could, couldn't I? Shall we do that? Let's try it out, give it a go. It can't hurt, can it? There we go. Let's see if that's better. Did finish off the 6mm improvised earthworks for AOF yesterday. Good stuff. Right, so very simple brushing of khaki over the base of this vehicle. Now the problem is there. That is actually right in the way of the camera, so I'll shift that out of the way. You can actually see what I'm doing while I'm doing this. Professional as always on this stream and on this channel, as you know. That's better, isn't it? It's out of the way now. It's to the other one. Can't get this right. There we go. Hopefully that'll be even better, but let's just see. There's no point blocking up the screens with microphones. Fun with microphones tonight, folks. So fingers crossed that's better. You can hear me. So yeah, having spent the last 2 weeks in field work and also with a bunch of veterans up at Otterburn, it's been great. We've got loads done, loads of community engagements as well with the local archaeological group who really enjoyed themselves, and we went all over the northeast as well while we were up there, so that was good. It's always a nice area to visit. And went into Bamborough Castle, I think, for the first time. It's very nice. What was I going to tell you? I was going to tell you something, but basically it's just meant that I've been absolutely knackered. And then on Saturday, myself and my wife went across to Manchester to go and see Swans because they were playing as a birthday present for me. I need a pin chest mic now that I've got 11,000 plus subscribers. Yes, I suppose I do have one somewhere. I never use it. But yeah, I should. Its microphone's good, but it's probably just too far away. That's the only problem. So let us know who else is out there. Speaking of 11,000 subscribers, if you're watching, tonight, right? So I'm going to start highlighting these Frenchies. Congratulations, thank you. Dead jealous of Swans. It was very, very loud, Dex, as it always is whenever you see them. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant, top to bottom. Loved it. I was going to stand down the bottom, but I decided not to because we were in such good place anyway, and the sound was so good where we were, and you could see the entire stage. So it's like, well, what's the point in going standing and hurting my feet again? Since we'd been on our feet all day long anyway. So like, just take it easy and relax. I'm not a young man anymore. Yeah, they were brilliant. It just meant a very late night, that's all. But well worth it. I think they're playing Newcastle tonight. At least I got a feeling they are. I wanted to go see them in Leeds, but I was away. That was last week. Here we are. So, also today as well, in other news, I ordered a load of, not yesterday it was, I ordered a load more French infantry, the First World War, from Peter Pig, including field guns as well. So I got some Soissons, I don't know, 65s, 65mm, 75mm fast firing guns. So I got some of those, and I also got some of their trench guns as well, the 37mm trench gun that the French used. So I've got those coming, and I got a load of. I asked Peter Pig if they would sort out a pack because they're supposed to have 5 crew, but the Peter Pig only have 2 crew on each gun. So I asked them if they would do me a pack of the full crew, and they're on their way as well. What else did I get? Loving the t-shirt. Emperor all the way. Working on 28mm Victrix Saxons here tonight. Shield transfers everywhere. So yeah, I've got a load of. They'll be here by the end of the week. So I'm making massive. I don't know what happened there. I do apologise. It looks like I'm back, but it looks like the internet went down for a second. Sorry you can't do Thursday. Having a day out with a better half. No worries about it, Dex. I just wondered. I'm playing Frederick with Paul and some of the other guys. A board game. I was going to suggest, actually, I don't know if you fancied it, trying out I Ain't Been Shot Mum at some point. I've got everything we need, and I just got those cards recently, so I kind of want to try them out. And it's a great game as well. Evening, John Clarkey. Good to have you on board. But yes, if you fancy it, Dex, it's up to you. We can continue with the Kursk, or we can company up for some victory without quarter. But my thing is, you can always you only need to buy them once, and that's the thing, isn't it? You don't need to mess about with them. You know, you just need to buy your cards once. I've got a load of, once again, getting crap signal, I'm sorry. You only need to buy the set of cards once. Get some card protectors and they'll last forever then. That's what I've done. And the same with the Mud and the Blood cards as well. I've done exactly the same. Alright, so I'm just now doing the field blue on these guys. I've already done the skin tone. It's not a great deal to do on these actually. I mean, it's field blue, a few helmets, a few other bits and pieces, and that's it. That's it. Canvas gear. That's the only other colour on here. But they soon look all right. And Peter Pig are always good value for money anyway, aren't they? We're all rather quiet in chat tonight. Hope everybody's alright. Let me know how your various projects are getting on. Or what you've got, what you're doing. And also the silent ones out there. Say hello. Been trying to figure out a better way of recording painting videos and having a camera directly above, because that is a usual way that a lot of people do them, but the problem is you get the camera in the way of it. Apart from the old face Peter Pig minis, always paints up well. The old face ones are the older ones, aren't they? The new sculpts don't really have it. The new sculpts are a lot thinner and better proportioned as well than the earlier ones. But yeah, the old ones are they look like Jay Leno. If you've ever seen Jay Leno, you know what I'm talking about. We got Simon, evening chaps, 28mm Wargames Atlantic Irish tonight, ready for a game where we're running colours in a few weeks' time. Good stuff. Working on bocage pieces and stone walls from Thomas. Delicate work on a painting at the moment, so I have to concentrate on that. Well, that's more important than chatting, Carl. Did you enjoy Lord Workshop, Simon? I saw you in a couple of the photos that were floating around. Gutted to have missed it. But I just got back from Otterburn and I knew there was no way I was going to make it. It wouldn't have been very fair on Claire as well, so having been away for 2 weeks. They just turn up and go, oh, by the way, I'm going out again. But I was absolutely banjaxed anyway the next day, so there was no point, no way me doing it. Down to club Thursday, have a Blood Bowl Sevens game to play in the Battle of Champion Hill to arrange. Okay, cool. I'll probably see you on Thursday. Building an Airfix 172nd Firefly for my Nuts Force as part of your little middle aisle haul. Yeah, that was good. Nice to find a something useful. Impressed with the PSC Germs. Can even put up having to build some of the crew figures. Yeah, some of them do. Lord Workshop is very good. Usual, far more comfortable temporary than watch this year. God, yeah, it was scorchio last year, wasn't it? Absolutely roasting. Yeah, it was good though. Yeah, I think I taught myself horse running algae, but it was great fun. Yeah, and unfortunately I've had to pull out of Ebor Lard as well. PSC make nice kits, they do. Yeah, there was a misunderstanding about my wife catching a plane, and I've had to unfortunately pull out because I was going to be playing Al Sherwood's Arnhem game on his amazing table, Chain of Command. But never mind, there's always next year. It is what it is. Has Entertainment got much of the PSC range? And is the price right? Two good questions. That's the thing, when I looked, I don't think PSC themselves even had the early war Germans. Could have been wrong. I remember I couldn't find them for some reason, which is why I didn't get a box of them. Well, unless I did get a box and they're down there, sat down there doing nothing. But yeah, I'd like to, a box of PSC figures is perfect for an old group. Actually, no, the reason I didn't get them is because I wanted to get the Battlefront plastics, if they had any plastic ones for early war, but they don't seem to have. They probably used to have, but I couldn't find any. In the same way that I couldn't find, you can't find the French First World War as well from Battlefront, because I won't mind one of their box sets, because they've got some nice little character figures in there, which will work very well for religious figures and things for Through the Mud and the Blood. Evening, Jonas. Don't worry about it. We're not taking names about who's late, who's here. All you have to do is hit the like button and you are forgiven. It's that simple. It's nice and easy around here. So yeah, I've nearly done these now. There's not that many of them. Like I say, it's just a little collection of extra figures and things that I just wanted to put in. None of these are going to be in any particular platoon. But they're extras for sentries or messengers or that kind of thing. A few extra big men as well, because I've got a load of big men labels that I want to use up. And as I say, what I might do is actually do a French painting video as well, and just do it with one figure. So I might do that at some point. That'll be on my list. I think it'd be worthwhile because it's a nice, easy one to do. And now I've done quite a few of them. I've got my technique. That's what it's all about, isn't it? I don't know if you saw on the community thing as well, and on the groups, I went back and revisited the Plastic Soldier Company British and German tanks that I got. I don't know who made them, but they're really nice. I don't think they're die cast, but they're really, really, really nice models. And the 1/100th, I've got a couple of the French ones here, and they're full of detail, absolutely full of it, packed with it, and they absolutely lovely. But they came painted, but painted in a very basic colour. So I just give them ink washes and a bit of weathering and stuff. I stuck them on bases just this week to bring them up to my other figures. French painting videos, will there be subtitles? Yes. Evening, Steve. Dex had a fair bit of PSC stock. Price was good compared to PSC. Paid 24 for the infantry, 20 for the heavy weapons. A lot of them in stock. They were £10 more. Blimey. Yeah, well, there you go. It's well worth going to them then. I may as well use it or lose it. And so yeah, I just went. So there was 6 British Mark 4s, 2 German Mark 4s, and also 2 A7Vs as well. Which, as we all know, is pretty much the entire German tank output for the First World War. But yeah, it was. I just thought I may as well use them. and I'd remember that I bought these French ones as part of the French expansion when they did that. So I may as well grab them, get in there, do something with them, and I did, and that's what happened. Alright folks, 24 of you watching, 13 likes, hit the like button. Never mind subtitles. Will there be a riot halfway through? Yeah, there'll be lots of protesting on the streets of Paris. That's for sure. Right, so this is German camo beige. So this is for all the not leather, the canvas equipment and weapon straps and things. Giving away my secrets, aren't I? Oh, I need to do the helmets as well. The helmets and painted equipment, so that's gas mask cases as well. I'll do these things first. PSC World War I French tanks are great, but I haven't got machine guns. Need to have some with fuse wire. Yeah, can't be bothered with that. they just break off. So I'll just have to pretend they've got machine guns. But yeah, they are lovely little models. Not cheap though. Definitely not cheap. But I got them as part of the Kickstarter, I think, when they did the Kickstarter for the French set. And I never really thought about using them for gaming beyond the game itself, the game of Great War. So it's a new venture for me. But then I didn't have the French on these. Is British infantry in kilts. If they did that, that'd be ace. I'd have a full platoon of Scots. If that was the case. I did ask for it when they put a post up on Facebook a while back, saying what would be on your wish list. I did pester them years ago about getting British rifle grenades done, and they did them. So that was good. So you never know, we may get Scotsmen in kilts. That would be a nice little addition. Yeah. So yeah, these figures in particular are like the trench raiders and other odds and sods. Like I said, just something slightly different and interesting. Just to add a bit of flavour. I've actually got some French, surrendering French coming as well. And I was looking, but they don't do surrendering British, you're surrendering Germans for some reason. At least not late war anyway. I don't know why that is. Because they'd be useful for when you take prisoners. Thanks, Claire. Nice work. Why aren't you watching BattleBot still? Or is it finished? I'll be back down in half an hour. My wife's obviously tuned in. And I didn't get her mixed up with Carl this time. So I just realised this guy here has got he's actually got a shovel on his back, so I have to paint that. So I just need to add a bit to him. I'll put him to one side so I remember. And yeah, the last couple I just need to do their helmets as well now. I think that's them done. Nice and easy, very simple stuff for these Frenchies. There we go. And yeah, gas mask cases, that's the other thing that needs painting. So I used field blue for the uniforms, but then for the metal work on these I've used uniform Luftwaffe uniform World War II, both of those by Vallejo. It's just ever so slightly darker colour for the painted stuff, so that's why I went with that for the helmets and things, just to give it a slightly different colour, because obviously when you, even if something's supposed to be the same colour and it's painted, when it's painted metal, it's always going to be slightly different. I also at some point want to do some Algerians as well, or Moroccans for the French, because they would be quite interesting to do, I think. Just have again some difference on the tabletop, but I'll get to those when I get to them. And they're also different as well in that they've got khaki uniforms rather than horizon blue, so that in itself will be again an interesting, just a difference, something nice. And sorry, I've just gone quiet because I'm just concentrating on getting these done. And they are almost done. Let's do this fella. The fella with the shovel. There we go. Painting detail on stuff, because that would be madness. So there you go. I'll just clarify myself from last night. Whether you bloody hell. Come on, last fella. Sorry, I see it keeps dropping out. I do apologise for that. I don't know why the internet is playing up tonight. It is what it is. Right, there we go. That's all their painted equipment. So I just need to do this fella's bits and pieces. Oh look, I've still got a little bit of gunmetal left. So that's good. That'll do for his shovel. His wee shovel blade. Entrenching tool. Fortunately, it's not good enough. I'm gonna have to get some more out. Gunmetal grey. There we go. Perfect. And then just do a tiny spot of beige brown on them, and then that's him done. As I say, what I'm going to do then is I'm just going to stick these onto a piece of plastic, and I'll varnish these later on, and then these fellas will be finished either, well, probably not tonight, but tomorrow. I'll just add the bits to their bases and then they're done. Right, I'm going to stick these onto a couple of pieces of plastic card so I can varnish them. Serious question for everyone. Does anyone make their own flock? And if so, what base material would you find best? Foam, wood or something else? I tried it years ago. And I tried it with foam. So a load of foam. and I put it into a blender and try to get it to chop up. And apparently the trick is get this stuff wet so that it sits in the bottom and clumps up together, so you can chop it up with the little blender. It was a little like 10 quid blender that I got from Argos or somewhere stupid, but it never really worked satisfactorily for me. I always figure there's somebody else who knows how to do these things a lot better than I can, and a lot easier, and probably by the time you're finished faffing about with it, for about the same amount of money. So I just never bothered really with it. So no, I haven't made. I've attempted to make my own flock, but it wasn't successful. Another experiment fallen by the wayside. But I'm fairly sure if you've got the wherewithal and the patience to do it, you can get some nice flock going. So it's just not what I've done. Just stick them there ready for varnish, and the other four then. Same with that tank, I'll stick that over there all the way, ready for its varnish. And I think what I'm going to do then is I'm going to undercoat the Newport 17. I'm not sure what I'll do it yet, whether I'll do it French or British. What I do need is probably a big decal for it. So I'll see if I can dig one out. I don't know if I've got one somewhere. I might have got one. I've got a 1/72 scale. Use a blender. Oh, quite a few YouTube videos on the subject out there. But it was cheap, quick and easy with all we're doing it. Tend to stick to Chavis and the colour consistency is kept. Exactly. I use the blender for clump foliage, but I'm wondering if standings from the blue foam used for hills, etc. I don't see why it wouldn't. If it's all blended up, then painted in your preferred colour. But yeah, like as Dex says, if it was quick, cheap and easy, we'd all be at it. And it's not, or at least not in my experience. And for the sake of saving yourself a few pound, I'd probably end up spending my entire life just making foliage. Fine painting terrain is a good return on the time invested versus savings. But making Azlite flock is 2 times expensive compared to the savings. Yeah, exactly. I agree with that. I'm not even that fussed about it. I'm happy just to buy a 3D printed piece of terrain and paint that. With a few additions here and there. But yeah, making things from scratch, I ain't got time for that no more. I used to do it in the past when I was nipper and I had lots of time. Don't have the time now. Tried making flock with new shampoo-free yellow car wash sponges and a kitchen blender. Worked fine. Long drying time after colouring. Needs water in the blender. Also works for sprue rubble. Yeah, now rubble's a good idea, but it's the painting of it is the hard part. I mean, how did you paint it, Jonas? With the or did you just leave it in its sprue colour? Because that's the other thing, because painting the stuff will then stick it together, or at least I have found that to be the case. So that's one of the things I want is rubble. Nobody does 50mm rubble. 50mm scale rubble, should I say. So one of these days, I keep meaning to ask Paula Sabotage to print me a load of 50mm rubble. I don't know how stupid that is, basically. Don't know if it's worth it. It could well be, it might not. You made the residue from floor sanding for desert bases previously. It works okay, mixing with some flock as a leavener. yeah, yeah. I can imagine, you know, stuff that's like a second hand of something that you're already doing is very useful. But I think just going out of your way to make it might just be a bit of a waste of time when there are factories that turn this stuff out. And it's not exactly as though it breaks the bank, is it? You know, £5 for a load of flock. But each their own. So yeah, this bad boy undercoated. Of course, I've put way too much paint out. Let's just get right in there. That's pretty much it. That just needs a basic paint job now. Hang around building sites and catch real rubble dust. I used to hang around building sites because I used to work on them. But yes, I didn't get any Saint Chamon because I want to do that as a separate painting video. So I'm actually going to make tonight an early one. Yeah, I've got really nothing else here to do.